Hello students, I am going to start our new chapter number 1, that's name is crop production and management. Crop production and management. Crop production that are done by farmers. Why there is need to grow crop? Because our food requirements depends on crops and we need food for getting energy. And what is management? During the crop production, farmers manage the crop production in the 7 steps that we call management, crop management. So crop is of two types, Kharif and Rabi. First is Kharif and second is Rabi. Kharif is sown in rainy season. Rainy season that comes between June to September. And Rabi crops is grown in winter season. That's come between October to March. So these are two types of crops. Next other term is agriculture practices. Agricultural practices. What does meant by agriculture practices? Farmers grow crops by using different activities, and that activity is referred as agriculture practices. Several activities are undertaken by farmers to grow crop, referred as agriculture practices. Referred as agricultural practices. Okay, now comes at the point that there are 7 steps. There are 7 activities that comes under agriculture practices, that comes under agriculture practices. In this video, I will tell you about the two agriculture practices. First is preparation of soil. And next other is sowing the seeds. Now let's come our first point, agriculture practices, preparation of soil. That what happened during the preparation of soil, or what are done during the activities of preparation of soil by farmers, and how are soil prepared to grow a crop. So first step is preparation of soil. What is meant by preparation of soil? At first, now let's understood that this is field, and before the growing a crop, this field is prepared for growing a crop or for sowing a seed. Then how are this field prepared? First step is preparation of soil. That here the soil is not uniformly spread throughout this field. Maybe here soil clumps are found. What is soil clumps? soil clumps means when soil particles join together and make a appearance like a stone appearance, that we call soil clumps. Soil clumps when soil particles are joined together, like we can say that collection of soil or मिट्टी का ढेर. So this is soil clumps. So there is need to be destroy these soil clumps into its smallest soil particle. And after destroying these soil clumps all over the field having the uniformly spreaded soil, that is better to grow a crop. Uniformly spreaded soil. So the making of soil as uniformly spreaded throughout the field, that process we call labeling. And during the labeling process, and for labeling the fields, soil clumps is to be destroyed into soil particle. Labeling. So this is known as labeling. So labeling is an important process in the preparation of soil, because if soil clumps are exist here, so it is not better to grow a crop. And next other process in preparation of soil is tilling and plowing. What happened tilling and plowing? In this process, this is the process of making soil as being loosened and turned. This is the process of making the soil as loosened and turned. So this is the process of tilling and plowing. And when tilling and plowing have done, it is better to grow a crop. Why it is better to grow a crop after soil have become loosened and turned? Because now let's come at the advantage of the tilling and plowing. Advantage. What's the advantage of tilling or plowing? When soil is converted as loosened and turned form, then it is better than when we grow our crop, like this is crop, and these crops can penetrate deeply into the soil, because the area of this soil of this area have become loosened and turned. So it is easy so that it is easy for the roots of these plants to penetrate deeply into the soil. So first advantage is it. Next advantage is, we are talking about the advantage, and till here we have discussed the first advantage. Second advantage is that when roots of the plants can breathe easily, roots of the plant can breathe easily. Why can roots of plants breathe easily? Because when soil have become loosened and turned, then there is a gap between the soil particles. So there is a gap between soil particle increase. And when gap between the soil particle increase, then the amount of air which is present between the soil particles also increase. Amount of air that is present between the soil particles is also increased. So root can breathe easily and can take air from between these soil particles easily. So this is the second advantage of tilling or plowing. Now let's come at the third advantage. Third advantage of plowing and tilling is that water holding capacity of soil is also increased. Water holding capacity of soil is also increased. Why the water holding capacity is increased? Due to the process of tilling and plowing, because the gap between the soil particles increased during the process of tilling and plowing. So water holding capacity is also increased because water can be retained between these soil particles. Water can be holded or retained between the gap of soil particles. Between the gap of soil particle. And the fourth advantage of plugging and tilling and plowing is that when the soil is turned or loosened, during this process, the weeds that is present in the soil, the weeds means the unusable plants that are not useful to us while they are taking important nutrients from the crops grown by us. So there is need to be removed weeds also. So during the process of plowing and tilling, weeds automatically can be removed from the inner part of the field or from the depth of the field, because when plugging and tilling is done, then weeds can be separated out from the inner region of the field. So this is the fourth advantage. Now come at the other point, that tools. In this point we will discuss about tools, that during the process of preparation of soil, what tools are used here. So here are three types of tools. First is plow, that was used during in the ancient time, plow. Now let's come at the structure of the plow. In this structure of the plow, there is a iron wood, that is this pipe-like structure is made up from wood and is known as plow shaft. So this is plow shaft, and triangular shape structure that is made up from iron attached to one side of plow shaft, that we call plowshare. and this end, last end of plowshare, that is kept near the soil, that reason is sharp end, because plowshare having a sharp end, that's why it can be able to turn the soil or to make the soil as loosened. So this is the quality of plowshare, and the other end of plow shaft is attached with a beam. This is beam, and beam is pulled by a pairs of animals. When this plow is pulled by the animals, then automatically plowshare having a sharp end, this sharp end can be pierced into the soil, so soil can be made as loosened and turned. So this is the plow that was used in ancient time, and that is the tools that was used in preparation of soil at the ancient time. And now the second other tool is hoe. Hoe tool is also used as in preparation of soil, and as well as hoe is also used in separating the weeds. And I forgot to tell you that plow is used in preparation of soil, as well as is also used to add the fertilizers into the soil, and also used in separating out the weeds that comes between the soil in the inner region of the field. And hoe is used in preparation of soil. Preparation of soil, and you know that preparation of soil, here are two steps: tilling and plowing and leveling. So that was also done by hoe, and this was also used in separating out the weeds from the inner region of the fields. Now let's understand about the structure of the hoe. In the structure of the hoe, there is a pipe like structure, and that is very hard and strong and made up from iron, and this we call iron, made up from iron. And one end of this stick or this iron rod is attached with a beam, and other end of this iron rod is attached with a bent plate, and that bent plate is very strong. This is bent plate. And this bent plate is also attached with a handle, and handle is attached with a grip. And this hoe is also pulled by or drawn by a pairs of animals. A pairs of animals is tightened to this region of beam. This is beam, and with the help of animals, this that are attached with or are tightened with this beam region, and they pull this hoe to prepare the soil or to make the soil as loosened or turned. Now let's come at our next tool, and the next tool is cultivator. Nowadays cultivator are used widely, and for using cultivator there is need to tractor, because cultivator are driven by tractor. come at the structure of cultivator. This is cultivator, and the structure of cultivator is this type. These sharp ends are pierced during the process of preparation of soil when cultivator are used, and this cultivator are attached with a tractor, and by the help of tractor cultivator are pulled. This is cultivator, and this cultivator is pulled by tractor because it is attached with tractor and used in preparation of soil. Used in preparation of soil. Used in preparation of soil. So it is also known as tractor driven cultivator. Tractor driven cultivator, because because this cultivator is driven by tractor, so it is also known as tractor driven cultivator. So the topic or the process that are done by farmers in preparation of soil, the first process here have completed, and the sum up of this process is that in the process of preparation of soil there are three types of tools is used. In the preparation of soil, two terms are used. First is tilling and plowing, next is leveling. So by the doing plowing, tilling or plowing or leveling, the soil is prepared. Soil is also prepared with the help of some microorganism. Now let's discuss about this point. Soil is also prepared with the help of some microorganism. With the help of some microorganism. You know that decomposers. What does decomposer do? Decomposers are microorganisms that can be able to convert organic material or decaying material dead and organic material, converts into its original form or into its simplest form. Like this is organic material, or dead and decaying parts of plant and animal. Organic material are called dead and decaying parts of plants and animals are called organic material. So with the help of decomposers, organic material can be converted into its original form, or into its simplest form. And the example of decomposers is fungi and bacteria. And during this process, then organic material are converted into simplest form. So in this process, soil also become loosened and turned. So with the help of decomposer, soil is also prepared. And when we use our tools to prepare the soil, decomposer further prepare the soil, or further can able to prepare the soil or make the soil as loosened or turned. And next other organism that can also help to prepare the soil is earthworm. the compost or the manure which are prepared by earthworm known as vermicompost. Vermicompost. The manure which are prepared by earthworm is known as vermicompost. So earthworm is can also be capable to convert organic material into its simplest form. So earthworm further helps the soil to become as loosened or turned. So in this process I have told you that what microorganisms are also being used to prepare the soil by farmers, or these microorganisms can also be found automatically in the region of field. Now next comes at the next other point. The second process that are done by farmers. First process is preparation of soil and second process is sowing the seeds. Sowing the seeds. By the term, you may have assumed that what is the meaning of sowing the seeds. In this process, farmers prepare the seeds. In this process, farmers select the seeds that having a good quality. What does mean here by good quality? Good quality seeds mean the seeds that can give higher yield, or better nutrients, from the seeds. If crops will be grown having a better nutrition, so farmers first gives priority to that type of seeds that having a better nutrition and having a quality to give higher yield. So firstly, farmer selects the seed having a good quality, and then after seeds are sown in the soil. Then, or for the sowing the seeds, there are also tools is used. Now let's come at that point that at the tools that are used in sowing the seeds. So first tool that are used in sowing the seeds we call traditional methods. Through traditional method, seeds was grown at sometimes at a few years ago, traditional method or in ancient time. In this method, there is a tool in which a funnel shaped at the upper region funnel like shape, and the lower region this funnel shape opens into a pipe region, and seeds are put into this funnel shaped apparatus. Seeds are put into this funnel shaped apparatus and passing through this pipe, and seeds come into another pipes, 5 to 6 pipes, and this pipes is dividing further into 5 or 6 pipes, and passing through these pipes, seeds comes into various pipes, and these pipes have sharp edges. And after coming the seeds into the region of sharp end of this funnel shaped apparatus, because of this apparatus having the sharp end into its region where this apparatus lies near the soil, so seeds are pierced are pierced into the soil with the help of sharp end. With the help of sharp end. Okay. Now second other tool is seed drill. And seed drill are the same structure as we have discussed in the cultivator. The same structure of seed drill is like cultivator. This is seed drill. And because of this seed drill having a sharp end, and because of this sharp end, seeds can be pierced into the soil or can be sown in the soil. And this is seed drill, and nowadays seed drill are used at a wide range. And what the advantage of using seed drill, and why nowadays seed drills are used widely? Because some quality seed drills have, and the first is that seed drills. So the seeds uniformly at an equal distance and at an equal depth. So first advantage of using seed drills is that drills able to sow the seeds at an equal distance, and like this is a surface of field and equal depth. This is equal depth and equal gaps between the seeds. So, and because this sow the seeds at an equal depth and at an equal distance, so there is little chance for overcrowding, and because here no chance of overcrowding between the plants or between the plants of crop, so each plant here will obtain a certain amount of sunlight and moisture from the soil and nutrients from the soil. Because here no chance of overcrowding or no chance between the two plants of crop that there another plants of the same type of crops will not be grown, because here certain distance is capped between these two seeds, so overcrowding will not be possible here. So a certain amount of light, moisture and nutrients will be available to each plants, so they will be grown better. And next is that if after the sowing the seeds at an equal distance and at an equal depth, if there is weeds will be grown, then there is must need to be separated out these weeds from the soil. Why there is need to be separated out the weeds? Because weeds are useless plant. Weeds are useless plant, and if once they grow between the main plant, then they take nutrients from the soil moisture from the soil, and light. The nutrients, moisture and lights that are necessary to provide the main plant, and if weeds are grown between these plants, then the nutrient, moisture and lights are taken by weeds and are not available in adequate amounts to main plants. So our crops will not be grown at a better condition, or cannot be possible to obtain higher yield or better crops. So there need to be separated out these weeds from between these two plants or between the plants. So in this video we have discussed the 2 points that are undertaken by farmers, and that activities that are taken by farmers referred as agriculture practices. And in the agriculture practices we have discussed 2 points. First is preparation of soil and second is sowing the seeds. I hope you have understood this very well. Thank you and have a nice day.